Jake, Ghost Agency. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so we operate referrals only. We're a small team of 8. We try and keep, I guess, a very low profile with that as well. So no real digital presence. Also myself and my partner, who are super active on some socials. And we do a lot of performance-focused R&D for merchants and apps. So like site optimization, and then just generally super performance-focused. And then on the other hand of that, we have a little Skunkworks division that built a bunch of random stuff. So yeah, super performance focused, and I guess we do a lot of things that people say aren't possible or are very difficult to do. Most of the stuff that comes through our hands has a lot of people have tried, or a number have taken on the project and failed in some way. So yeah, that's kind of what we do.
Any specific industry you focus in?
No, it floats since we're referral only. We try to keep brands for about 4 years. And so like 4 years ago, we were really heavy in food and bev. Right now it's a lot more apparel and kind of leaning more on the fast fashion. But there's some like carry goods companies and other stuff. And I think we're soon going to end up back in the food and bev, health and wellness kind of space, as we're in the process of offboarding a handful of brands as we're helping them hire their internal teams now. And a lot of the new contracts that we're starting to pick up are health and wellness, food and bev. So we'll probably be back to the cookies and protein bars and stuff. But yeah, right now, super happily working in apparel.
Very cool. This is a very interesting business model. I've never really heard of it this way, and I think it's awesome because you obviously have a super low acquisition cost and retention super high. So yeah, very interesting.
Yes, I think Jake's an interesting guy to chat with for sure. Yeah, thanks, Victoria. Yes, Alberto's also on this call, Jake. So Alberto, if you want to do a quick intro, Victoria, thank you. Yeah, appreciate your help.
No problem. All right, guys, have fun. See you later.
See you.
Yeah, I guess on the topic of like Shopify, I've been working more on the back end for applications, stuff like that. And right now we're building something more focused on themes. So
actually, Jake, why don't we show you the editor quickly, and then I'll like ask you a few questions about stuff you just brought up. Alberto, yeah, do a quick intro about yourself, and then yeah, show the editor and kind of get Jake's feedback on it. That'd be great.
Yeah. Okay, 1 second. I'll get there.
Yeah, feel free to give an intro as well if you.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. So I've been working full stack for a few years on different applications. Shopify, maybe 2 years. And I guess we've worked on a lot of like creator tools, or like not as much as the typical theme work, but how do we go a level above and try to, I guess there's a bunch of try to deconstruct or reverse engineer.
Perfect. I think that's a good intro. But yeah, Jake, I'll quickly show you the editor or part of the editor. I think Alberto, you're pulling it up on your computer, right?
Yeah.
Or are you going to use production?
No, I'm going to use production.
Okay, great. Yeah, I'll just quickly show Jake something, and then I think you'll have enough time to pull it up on your computer. So yeah, Jake, what we built is like this. Like you're familiar with the Shopify theme store, right? You build themes, I think sometimes are very like custom. Yeah. So basically, like we built this thing where you can go in, you can enter your website, and it shows you 4 different versions of your site, basically.
Well, that's super cool.
Yeah, exactly. It just like basically the same thing as this page. Like we're not changing the functionality of this page. and we're just basically showing you 4 themes and like using your content basically. If that makes sense.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, okay. So you're taking those. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Super cool.
Alberto is going to show you the editor, which is kind of like the original thing we built. It kind of
Yeah,
walks
yeah.
through
I played around with the editor just a little bit.
yeah, Alberto, go for it.
Yeah, 1 second.
It'd be good to get your thoughts or feedback or ideas on stuff like this. But yeah, go for it, Alberto.
Right.
Yeah.
So we basically have a Canvas-like version of the Shopify editor with a few extra features on top. We try to do the settings data, editing, and so on. We are sort of like rendering custom. Yeah, I mean, we're rendering on the liquid. We are like parsing the liquid, whatever. And we also want to do like expose the code in the same environment. We got responsiveness. Also switching data. Let's see if this works. Bags. Like trying different products. Basically, just going deep into the liquid. There is this styling that's not complete. I think that's it. And yeah, it's basically we want to have like the ability to, yeah, basically like a WYSIWYG with extra features, and eventually like this probably doesn't work. Let me try. Yeah, right. Like adding AI to the mix, right? To do like liquid.
Yeah, super dope.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know what.
I like that. No, that could definitely ease a lot of theme development.
Right.
Oh, nice.
I think you're missing the image.
Yeah. Let's see if
We could probably like put that in the prompt too, right? I think that's a simple thing. But yeah, I guess like Jake and like while you have Alberto,
So that'll.
yeah, feel free to ask any questions. Yeah, I think Alberto, maybe don't show things that don't work. And then yeah, maybe just go back to something that actually looks visible.
yeah.
And then yeah, sorry, Jake, you were asking something.
Oh yeah, no, you're good. I know how early them up go. So is the goal here for this to be able to kind of import and export between the Shopify editor, or is this being like ran over?
I guess like it'd be cool to hear like your pain points with the editor, or like even to get Alberto's thoughts on it too. Like yeah, I think like it'd be interesting to like understand pain points first, I guess, and like your thoughts too as well on it, because we don't know the right answers. I think it's like talking to people like you is how we determine the right direction to go in. Directions.
Yeah. I know they released some updates for the theme editor today. It looks better, but still definitely have a lot of the same issues. I think probably one of the biggest pain points. There are a couple there. Section settings. I think section settings in the theme editor are a huge pain in the ass.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Or like, what are the pains?
We try to proactively not write a ton of new sections. So if we have like, as an example, we have a hero slider banner carousel thing section on a client site, and it's grown to probably like 30 or 40 settings within, just that section itself for, carousel, being able to autoplay, positioning the text on the over the banner, super similar to, I guess, kind of what's shown there. Maintaining all of those settings is a huge pain.
So
Like the lack of.
You're JSON expert. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, what were you saying?
You're like a JSON expert. Sorry, I was just making a joke, but yeah, sorry, go ahead. Like in terms of the schema, like JSON, like you have to like write a bunch of JSON basically to like.
Yeah, we definitely have to write a ton of JSON. That's a huge pain. And then on the merchant side too, then maintaining the content that's in it. Having all of those options where there's, we can group settings visually, but there's no conditionals. We can't hide settings. We can't really mess them. Make that look and feel much better of an editing experience. As far as like actually maintaining the section settings, that's a huge pain. A huge JSON blob. We have a ton of options, just like that, like the heading size, H1 through 6 on some sites. That we have this setting on pretty much every single section or multiple blocks within the section. Background color or text color, things like that. Some of these brand guides will have 6 to 10, different color options for all these things. And so like if we add a new color, we've got to go find every single section that we use that and then update all the JSON for that.
Can't you use a snippet for that?
Not for the JSON that's in the options.
Right.
Or like meta objects. I'm just throwing out words, by the way. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I think meta objects could be used for that now. The meta object thing they linked that came out today. I haven't fully dug into that yet, so I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I saw someone write about like custom options with meta objects. I have to look into that too. But yeah, I think it's interesting. You have to rewrite everything too. But yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying I haven't had a chance to explore that. What were you saying about rewriting?
I was just like, it's probably painful to like have to rewrite a bunch of things potentially, or like make scripts for it or something. I'm not sure, but yeah.
No, that's definitely a big thing.
The other part of the editor is like we have like the visual editor too, where you can like change something and then it also updates the code. I think I don't know if I can demo that part, but we also want to make it feel like Figma. I'm not sure if you use Figma as part of your process, but like we want to like kind of include that. Like, yeah, any ideas or thoughts on like things that more advanced sections that you built or things that you've run into? Like, feel free to talk about anything. I'm just giving you like talking points, but yeah, feel free to So,
I could definitely share some examples of, like designs and some code. We definitely religiously use Figma. We design everything before we build anything, and so like even theme changes and stuff are staged in Figma first. We wait to touch the code because it's harder to, or it's more painful to iterate on, Liquid than it is like vanilla HTML. But especially, when you get into like settings and stuff. And so everything happens in Figma first. I'm sure individual team members may use some like AI thing for exporting to HTML and then working with that. I'm not aware of like a super good like plugin or anything that exists right now for that. But definitely on the design side, try to use auto layouts, components, really anything that Figma offers to ease design to also try to ease development. So like components that we have in Figma, that's reused. Generally for every component that, would be a snippet that we have in Liquid. Just for, I don't know, the sake of abstraction, or trying to not reuse or replicate a ton of code everywhere. And we, I guess with that, we do end up with like deeply nested snippets, which is not super great. We'll have to see how in blocks ease that now.
Right. Yeah.
But no, the canvas looks super cool.
I think the cool one is like you can change the new arrivals text, right, Roberto? And it also like on the right side, if you go to Liquid, it shows you the code, right? And it doesn't change the Liquid code, right?
Right now, it's probably just the one here on the in the settings.
I think it's Liquid, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's super cool.
Yeah. Yep.
It doesn't save it. Yeah. Oh, you put it in the settings, but yeah, I think you can do it that way too. But I think the cool thing is if you go to the Liquid tab, and then like click on the text only, just click on the text itself. Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
Oh, you're the block. Yeah.
Because it takes you just
nice. Yeah, that's
yeah, and the index gets updated. So the heading, so both settings data and in this case you just view the block, but
that is super useful. Right before this, I was rushing to we forgot to center some text on a ridiculously massive section. And so I was like inspecting the theme editor to try and find what I was editing and where it was. So I could go fix the code. And it was a massive thing in the app. It took like a half hour.
yeah.
We gotta launch this. We gotta make this production tonight. I'm just joking.
Yeah, no, that's still. So I know you said that you haven't like figured out, I guess, what the like ideal workflow, or do you have an idea of I guess the current plan? I guess what are you thinking is the workflow for integrating stuff like this?
Yeah, I think like putting AI first is kind of my goal. It's like I think the chat box should be everywhere, and like you should be able to like click on something and chat with it. Be like, make this or whatever, and it changes it, and it just makes everything work perfectly. It doesn't break or add new CSS or break your code. I think getting there will take a little while, but I think like the other part is like we're launching the theme store, right? Like the thing that you saw. Like I think Thomas from Brickspace, like he's putting his theme on there. A pain point he's had there. I can share my screen, Alberto.
Yeah.
The pain point that he's had is like some of his clients want to buy his theme, but they don't know what it's going to look like with their content. And then on Shopify, you can still like I think you're able to like essentially like preview a theme by buying it or something, or like
you get like a demo.
Yeah, but even after you do that, you have to configure all the settings or whatever to make it match the stuff so you see on the theme store. But with this, it's like you just enter your URL, and then you'll get like different variations of your site depending on which themes are available to see. I think this is a whole business in itself. Same with like the site generator.
Yeah, that's super dope.
And then like I think in the background we'll just like work with like people like you to like get feedback on the editor, and like you can use it on your own time and stuff like that. But yeah, I think editor is probably like early next year, like February or something is like the release. But the goal is to make it like a Figma for Shopify themes.
Yeah, that's super cool. I need to play with this section generator more.
Yeah, like you can change the base prompt. I think that's the cool part. So you can add like prompts in here and then like make it your own thing, basically.
That's dope.
Yeah. So I think it's like prompt based for now. Like I think in the future we want to add like what do you call it? Like predefined settings. So it's like you would know, hey, like I don't know, like just like parsing rules and like all these like random things we can add. Like I don't know how to better explain it, but just like basically telling the user like, sorry, telling the AI that like you shouldn't use these kind of things. Basically, like you should always like do this or like define the content for the blocks or something at the top of the section or something, and like let's say you like I think something that I'm interested in is like on Twitter you post a lot of these like kind of liquid optimizations. I have them saved somewhere, but like you basically post like, hey, like if you do this, you'll save so much time. Like AI definitely can benefit from that in terms of writing optimized code, but also like at the same time, like like how do you find those areas or different things? Like
So those we spend a ridiculous amount of time with or using Shopify's liquid profile or Chrome extension. We actually have an internal fork of it where we export the whole profile as JSON. And we've played with like some AI tooling for trying to parse the huge report because Liquid's profiler is I think the Shopify theme inspector. What it shows you in DevTools is semi-useful with FlameGraph. But the profile output is line by line of the render and the parse time. And so we take the JSON dump from that, and that's spend a lot of time, I guess, data analysis.
Alberto, do you have any questions for Jake on that?
Oh, but as far as the AI rules, started using this on non-Shopify repos a while ago, and it worked well. And we've been trying to get it to review Liquid, give it, like you were saying, give it those prompts or those rules, like don't do this or prefer, Y way of doing something, essentially kind of give it the code guidelines for how we expect Liquid to be written. And it's not there. I think Shopify's too niche for anybody to like generally adapt Liquid as I don't know, language support and a lot of stuff like this. And so that would definitely be super interesting to see there. Because we've tried to use like for cells V0, we use that for like Polaris, and it works really well because it's React. But it cannot generate Liquid either. It always generates some other flavor of Liquid that has a ton of stuff that Shopify doesn't support. And so we end up, not being able to use any of that code. So yes, I guess super eager to see what comes with the section generator.
Yeah, we can add more settings. Like definitely, like I think like maybe it's later today or tomorrow. Like we can send you an update and be like, hey, like try using this and see if it works. And here's a free account or something. But yeah, I think like that's really cool. Like, what do you like about the Shopify ecosystem? How'd you get into it? Like, sounds like you've worked with your clients for 4 years at a time. So like that's a long time, right? So are they only Shopify clients? Just a lot of questions, but yeah, feel free to answer.
Yeah, so now it's only Shopify clients. I used to do a lot with Magento way back in the day. And so kind of natively, I guess, flowed over to Shopify. But decided, I want to say like 6 years ago, probably, to like start solely doing Shopify. I like never heard of Shopify at the time. And I had a friend that ran this stuffed animal brand where they would like mail, you could like send stuffed animals as a gift, and they would, mail those to whoever you wanted it mailed to. And he asked me for like CSS help one day on this thing called Shopify. I'd never heard of it, had no idea like what it was. And he was like, there's, they have this really shitty online code editor. And he was like, I just need you to do this one thing, please. It's not like, I don't need anything more. Just help me change this one thing. And I was super hesitant because I don't know if you're familiar with Magento Adobe Commerce at all, but there's nothing is easy there. Nothing is easy. Like UI stuff is driven by PHP backed with XML templates that connect to all these different little HTML files and stuff. It's a huge pain in the ass to change anything. Like to change styling, you had to, like, for whatever reason, to write CSS, you also had to write PHP and XML to even get your CSS into the Magento theme. And that changed, I don't even remember what he wanted me to do, but it was super, super simple with Shopify. And that was the moment that I was like, yeah, I need to learn more about this. And so started working with him a lot more, and then I don't know, here I am, I guess. I've somehow ended up here. But yeah, absolutely love the Shopify ecosystem. I don't know. I don't think I have a whole lot to say about the ecosystem. It has its, like its good and its bad parts.
Yep.
But I think compared to any other niche community or ecosystem in like the web sphere, I don't think any of them are like moving as quickly or improving as quickly as like Shopify is. Like with working with Shopify, like on the website and even like on the Liquid side, in a way it gives you access and the ability to use like a ton of new web and browser technology that on other platforms or in other ecosystems it's way far behind for whatever reason.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, like even like the way themes are structured, like you can do like 3D stuff on there, and like things load fast. Like it's pretty smart, and I think like that's like their CEO is like an engineer, right? So that's probably why, or a developer. But yeah, I think like that's interesting. If you had like a wish list of like things that you could change on their platform, like I guess do you develop apps too, or you just mostly like front end or?
Yeah, we have some internal apps. We need to go to market with stuff. But kind of the same on the app side. We've sat back and seen, people recreate the wheel in some of these app niches and do like the same thing and hear the same complaints. Like search is a good example. All of the like search apps, they all do like the same thing. They advertise the same thing, and people have the same complaints about them, like with the customization abilities. And so that's something that we're working on or have been working on for a while. Need to take it to market. I think a lot more focused on just the theme side though. As far as wish list for their platform, on the Liquid side, if Liquid had Fetch, the Java an equivalent to XHR or Fetch, that would be huge. That's a massive pain, is fetching third-party content. and rendering or maintaining that content, and like a product card, for example. Maybe this brand doesn't use Shopify collections, and so we maintain a JavaScript version of the card, and then also have a liquid version of the card for search results or recommendations or something else that's Shopify driven. So fetch would be super cool. Never gonna happen though. Better, I don't know. Something to mitigate that, the rendering between JavaScript and Liquid. I think it's a huge pain. That's probably what we repeat the most is logic in JavaScript and then logic in Liquid. Be super cool if section rendering was, I don't know, better, or I don't know. On that one. I don't know. Wish list is hard. Wish list is hard.
Those are really good ideas. I think the rendering between JavaScript and Liquid is interesting because I don't know if Alberto's still there, but like we do like A/B testing, and like
yeah,
I think like it would make things easier somehow. I think he had some solution for it. I don't know, but I don't remember what that was. But or generally,
yeah. No, that was a huge.
Yeah, that's a pain. Like relying a lot on JavaScript for the A/B testing. But yeah, that gets into like even the Shopify CDN. Like you'll have, if you want to not do JavaScript, you'll have to. Yeah, there are hard limits there. Have to do that lot of wrapping, of like the backend. But yeah, it's interesting.
yeah. So I guess Jake, like, where do you see the next spheres with your agency or like what you're building?
That is a very good question, and I'm not quite sure. We definitely want to pivot and more into the app space and try and release some apps, or just I don't know, generally grow recurring revenue. And would really like to lean more into more consulting than actually theme development itself or development itself. But kind of like development consulting, I guess. This year we've been able to do a lot of R&D for merchants, apps. We've even worked with a couple Shopify teams super closely, helping them design and build out some features and stuff. And so would really love and I guess aim to try and lean more into that, do a lot more of that in the next couple of years. That is a very good question, though. Not no big plans, I guess. No big plans. Pretty happy where we're at, I guess, and trying to push more.
Fair enough. Random question. So if you were to like recommend 5 people to follow on Twitter related to, or X, sorry, related to Shopify ecosystem, who would those 5 people be? Could be anyone.
I think definitely if you don't, I think you just got promoted, Ben, the product manager.
Okay.
Yeah, that's have to be followed. And
so they don't have to work at Shopify. I think like that's interesting. But yeah, sorry. Anyone you recommend? Just,
Yeah, I'm trying to find this guy's name. I think Audrey was
I don't follow this.
It's a lot in the app space, has a ton of like super cool apps that we use religiously. Not
Why do you
super.
like his app?
Love super easy. Love super easy.
This is new, right? This is new.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
looks
This.
code editor. I was like, this code editor looks pretty cool.
Yeah. It's like Shopify scripts, but for
Functions.
yeah, but for functions. But for functions. I've been able to migrate a ton of like super niche discount scripts where it wasn't really clear like how a function should do it. And then I think they have a number of other like single function apps that extend like functions and some other stuff. Yeah, AutoCart is super cool. Attribute Pro is super cool. We use that.
Formify? Sorry, you said?
AutoCart and Attribute Pro are two other ones that we've started using lately. They're super cool.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely some interesting photos on those. I was gonna ask him about those maybe. Yeah. I don't know. Everything it does, like everything does exactly what you need it to. And it's super, super extendable.
Very cool.
I think.
As
far as other,
three more people, man.
yeah.
Each review is really good though. I like these reviews. Okay.
Definitely have to follow Nick. Even though he says some wild stuff sometimes.
I'm hopefully chatting with him next week, I think, or sometime this week maybe. On a call too, so it'll be interesting.
Nice.
Oh, actually, no, I don't know if it's him. I'm not sure, but yeah, someone like him. Yeah.
Nice.
Putting on
trying to find people that you don't follow already.
That's fine. No, that's fine. No, it's not for me. This is. I mean, sure. Like, I think if anyone watches this, I think it's for people watching it, and then also like just generally.
I think Leon at Shopify definitely one you have to follow.
Yeah, Liam's great. I have not met him in person yet, but he seems like a great person, especially online.
Yeah, I never met him in person. I had a couple chats and super.
Did you go to the conference this summer or like this past summer?
No.
How come?
I don't go to a lot of conferences anymore. I don't know. All the conferences have gotten ridiculously expensive the past few years.
True.
And the dates never seem to work out either.
Tough. Yeah. At least I do a lot of online stuff. But where are you based again?
New York City.
Oh, New York. There you go. You're not too far from Toronto.
Are you in?
I'm in Toronto.
Okay, you're in Toronto as well. Nice, nice.
All right, one more person.
Let's see. Let's
see.
Scrolling through. Sam, discount guy. Yeah.
I talked to Sam last week. He's a great guy.
Nice.
Why does it say I don't follow him though? This doesn't make sense. Oh wait, I follow. Okay, that's weird. Twitter keeps doing this.
It's super weird the past few days.
That's annoying. I don't know. That's
super annoying.
That's not reliable technology. Oh my god. Sorry. Anyways,
yeah, Sam discount kit I think is super cool. I don't think I've ever talked to Sam. Or,
You should. You should.
yeah, I definitely should.
What is he tweeting about? What is this?
But a lot of good insights. Yeah, I don't really know what,
I've never seen him post stuff like this.
yeah, I don't know what that's about. But I think a lot of good insights.
I'm gonna follow him on GitHub. Okay, cool. Sweet. Cool, man. I guess like any tips for people who are trying to become Shopify developers, like generally.
That's a good question. No, I don't think it's super hard. I think it can seem very hard because it's a very broad ecosystem and there's a ton of stuff. But I don't think you have to really know a whole lot or know everything. I don't think anybody like really ever will know everything. The barrier of entry is a lot lower than I think a lot of people make it seem. So to anybody would definitely say you could do it. I don't know what else I would say.
On that note too, but like, does that make you worried? Like, is the barrier of entry being so, you said low or like not? Yeah, like
that's a good question. No, I think it doesn't, because I think the Shopify ecosystem isn't necessarily divided, but because it's so broad, and I think the type of merchant using Shopify and their scale is so broad. You have the like really small mom and pop merchants. You have people starting businesses that have never sold anything online before, and then you also have multi-billion-dollar companies and retailers and these massive enterprises also using the platform. And so I think there's within each kind of tier or area of the market, I think all of those areas are growing very quickly. And I think they all kind of have their unique problems as well. And so I think the barrier of entry is super low because the opportunities are so broad, I guess. There's so much you could do within the Shopify ecosystem. Even like within theme development or app development. There's a million niches within each one of those that you could explore and spend your time doing.
how do you decide, without giving away your secrets, like what to focus on, I guess, or like, yeah, like if you were to like explain to someone either like how you just land on it or like how they should also approach like thinking about that. Yeah. Also, don't give away your secrets. So
I don't. Yeah, no, I don't think there's. I don't think I really have a secret to it. Listen to people's problems. I think a lot of brands have similar problems in whatever capacity. Whatever problem one person has, there's 1,000 others that are also having that problem. And so I think I personally focus on, I think, a lot of the small things that seem to kind of roll up into a larger impact. But yeah, definitely listening to people's problems, because I think those are super repetitive. I think people just explain them differently.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, problems.
The explaining differently part is interesting, because I think it's hard to like even approach it that way too. But yeah, like a lot of the times, like a lot of the merchants I've worked with, like they have the same sort of workflows that like they have to optimize around. Even big companies too. It's really interesting.
Oh yeah, especially big companies. Yeah, we try not to reinvent the wheel, and so I think that's why we've seen some success or made some money in some more specific areas, is because if we hear, multiple merchants complaining about the same thing, we'll try and solve that, and then, go try and find others having that same issue. So I think that's like product market fit. You can make your market. I think it's not just about finding like an existing market. You can make a market. You can make a very prosperous market out of an issue that's impacting a category, or even just a handful of merchants. I think not everything has to have a million customers. There you could explore a small niche and have 100 or 1,000 merchants using something, and I think that's still super successful. I think a lot of people kind of spend a lot of time trying to find like the perfect product market fit, or trying to find something that they can like rapidly and wildly scale, when not everything can be rapidly and wildly scaled. There's unicorns, but yeah, make your own market in these niches.
Makes sense. Yeah, I think like I don't want to like pick your brain too much. I was gonna ask you about like the tweet you posted today about like the revenue thing, but I think that's maybe TMI. But yeah, like any questions for me, or like any thoughts? Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I have any questions per se.
Yeah,
super awesome work on this stuff. I really am excited to see what comes with the section generator specifically. Even though I'm not like a huge fan of, I think like a ton of AI assisted code stuff, I love B0 from Vercel, and like I said earlier, it doesn't make sense for most companies to try and adapt any of their tech to working really well with a niche templating language like Liquid. And even V0 has been like semi-helpful, even in some more repetitive cases. And so something like that's Shopify specific or Liquid specific, and over time is getting more fine-tuned. It's awesome. It's awesome. I'm super excited to see what comes with them.
Thank you. No, appreciate feedback and thoughts, and yeah, we'll definitely send you more messages. But yeah, thank you for your time, Jake, and like keep tweeting cool stuff. And looking forward to your new apps. In the new year.
Thank you.
Yeah. Cheers. Nice to meet you.
Awesome. Cheers.